All right, welcome back. Good morning. Let's talk this boxing talk. To all the good people out there, what's good? To all you haters, hey man, whatever. Hope y'all doing well this morning, man. Let me wait for some people to get into the chat, sip the morning coffee. All right. We got 19 people in the building. Let's see if we got the 19 likes to start today. All righty. 20 likes, man. We up above it, man. We running with it this morning. What's going on, Southern T Boxing? I'm chilling. You know what it is. I see you up at 4 o'clock in the morning, man. Do you sleep? Every time I look at my phone, man, you on live, man. you be working, man. Freddie Jimenez in the building. What's going on, man? Robert Robles, what's happening? Chillville, what's going on? He said, and still, undefeated, undisputed welterweight champion of the world, terrorist, Bud Crawford. First of all, he ain't undisputed. But everything else, man, that dude can fight, man. God dog. I swear, man. Seriously though, y'all Bud fans are the worst. Not the worst. She ain't the worst. Honestly, the worst were Anthony Joshua fans. They were the worst. Y'all ain't actually the worst. But man, man, I'm telling y'all, something about Bud tracks some real trolls, man. Running around, man, talking all kind of craziness about people. Anyway, Giovanni in the building. What's going on? Dwayne Jones. Blessings to ATL, man. Once again, Southern T betting and sports. Said, what's good, OG? You changed your name, man. You be changing your dude. You got more names than guy who got a lot of names, man. Somebody got a lot of names. He said, dog, hi, oh, thanks, OG. Yeah, man, you be on that grind, man. What's going on, Mike Cardenas? What's going on, Calvin Johnson? Powerhouse Watson, salute to you, man. Wolf King Productions, Big Block, what's happening, man? Richard, what's happening? Said, Fernanda Don, thank you, what's happening, man? Andrew Gray said, what's going on, brother? Oh, man, please, Southern T, you doing your thing, man. Keep on grinding, man. Keep on grinding. So that's your backup? Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I need to give me a backup. Actually, I stopped worrying about a backup because I just try to make sure I don't break any rules. I try to make sure I don't break any rules, man. Powerhouse said I'm a Bud fan, but I think he shouldn't play hardball anymore with Spence negotiating. Nah, man, he most definitely should not do that, man. He should. I just want him to get the fight, man. But I'm gonna tell you, dude, I see a move coming from him. What's going on? 50 bands in the building. What's happening with you, man? I don't know, man. I think he's gonna pull a funny move, man. No joke. I think he's gonna pull a funny move in a second, bro. I'm telling you, something gonna hit from left field, man. And I have a suspicion what it is. But I'll probably do a video about it, man. It says Southern T on here from multiple accounts, man. That's what's up. He said, yeah, oh, that would be best, huh? Yeah, you know, that's how, dude, if you don't break the rules, there's usually not a need to get a backup. You know what I mean? That's why I had to move, man. I made a lot of moves on my channel, dude, because it was like, man, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Like, you put in a lot of work on your channel, man, to have it disappear off some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, excuse my language. I work too hard, man, to get my channel going, man, to have it disappear on some nonsense. You know what I mean? Because you know there are always some cats out there hunting on you, man. Always trying to find a way. He said, I feel like that Taylor fight gonna happen. Powerhouse Watson, man, let me tell you, man. I feel like that's got something about him going back to Bob Arum, man. It just keeps going, man. Keeps coming back in my mind that he's gonna be wind up fighting. He's probably like fighting over there, like fighting Josh Taylor or something even funnier than that. Something even funnier than that. Clyde said, I can't wait till Shakur get to 135 and Keyshawn start running 135 so y'all can stop overrating the four kings. Hey, man, they ain't kings. What's going on, Ernie V? They ain't kings, man. Ain't none of them dudes kings. That's the thing, man. Screw them all that four king stuff, all that four king talk. I'm with you all the way, man. Ain't none of them dudes no kings over there, man. Ernie V in the building. What's going on, man? Says Southern T said, that's true. I'm starting to feel him, huh? No, yeah, man, let me tell you something, man. While we wait for people to get in the building, y'all hit that like button, man. Dude, these cats love making people miserable, man. Like, for real, like, if you ever want to show let me tell you the proof of that. You could put up a video, right? and say I do a video and a video does like 10,000 views, right? You can have you can look at the percentage of people that like the video. And the video may be like 96% of the people that like the video. But if you actually read the comments, dog, them scumbags be in that comment section leaving all kind of foul message, man. All 30 people that don't like the video leave 3 comments. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, them dudes, I tell you, man, it's like you got to make sure you stay away from them cats. Like, keep them cats in the cut, man. You know what I mean? Keep them dudes in the cut. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's like sometimes I have a hard time reading the comment section because I want to read like the cats because, man, it's like, man, come on, man. Will y'all stop it? You know what I mean? All you ever do, look, there's literally cats be like Powerhouse Wise and cats like, you only make Tyson Fury, what they say? You only make Terence Crawford videos. That's the only thing you ever do. All it is you talk about is Terence Crawford. And then you look at another comment. Only thing you ever do is you talk about Gervonta Davis. That's all you ever talk about. Oh, the only thing you ever do is hate on Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? He said they so brutal with it too. Oh my God, dog. They be trying. I know, Power Man. They be like, God, dog, man, really? I need to, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, said, are you having a live stream during the fights this weekend? Who's fighting this weekend? In the afternoon, man. In the afternoon, maybe. Seriously, man, it's so diluted. It's so what do you call it? Not diluted. Diluted. Giovanni said, I watch your videos every day, and you have the most profound trolls comments on your videos. It is unbelievable. Dude, I'm trying to tell you, man, that's because they try to act smart. That's because they want to be smart. They want to hide their trolling behind intellectualism, you know? They try to say they mad at you because Fury a known cheater, and they act like you made him cheat. You know what it is. Oh yeah, I got a lot of phony intellectuals try to come over to my channel, try to hate on me. You know, like, dog, come on, man, it's boxing talk, man. Cut it a break, bro. I talk about what people want to talk about. That's why I have a channel, okay? Just so you know, I talk about what people want to talk about. If you want to know why I talk about what I talk about, most times it's because that's what people want to talk about. So if you want to have somebody ask me good advice on having a boxing channel, here's a good example. Here's a good piece of advice on how to have a good boxing forum, whatever it is. Talk about what other people want to talk about. Because if I was talking about what I wanted to talk about, I would have done videos on Harry Greb yesterday. Because Scrapbook Boxing put out a very, very good video yesterday on Harry Greb. So I would have done a video about Harry Greb, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So they be acting like they know boxing. They're trolls. Yeah, it is what it is, man. They want the attention. They want the attention. But look, man, let's move on past it, man. Malik Yachai said, has Fury got his UK boxing license back yet? Nah, I don't know, man. I'm sure he will by the time that fight happens. He got plenty of money to spread around there. What's going on, John Page? What's going on with you, sir? Hope you're doing well, man. He said it's called good convo. Simple. Yeah, that's it. You talk about what people want to talk about. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it. But it's always hating. You're hating. Man, no, I'm talking about what people want to talk about. I like having boxing conversations, man. Anyway, man, so let's get on to this. Let's get on to this, man. Giovanni Walker, what's going on, man? Hey, dude, you be holding it down, Giovanni. Thank you, brother, for your support, man. Thank you so much. Batman in the building. I gotta get Batman on the page one of these days, man. See what's going on over there, man. Don Mo said, who wins? Bop, get out of here. But what's the question you asked? Oh, 78 wins. There you go. 70. Who wins between me and 78 Sports TV? 78 Sports TV. There you go. Subscribe and like his channel. Great content over there. What? Anyway, Larry Ibrahim said, good morning, Martin. I'm ready for this boxing talk this morning. Yeah, man. So anyway, look, dude, you see Lou Dibella. The big news yesterday was that they are still in negotiations with Devin Haney, man. What's going on, Bucket List Boy? How you feeling, man? Larry Abraham Smith, man. Brother, thank you so much, man, for that yellow in that chat, man. Thank you, brother. Much love in that super chat, bro. Thank you. Really do appreciate you, man. Really do appreciate you. Hey, Mo Don, come back under another name, all right? Come back under another name, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Like, see, that's the miserable people in the world. I don't know. Are you miserable or not? I don't know, man. Velts, what's going on, man? Sloofing out, what's new? Nothing much, man. Just chilling. Got to get rid of this ESPN crap off my phone. Got to get rid of this. I'm sick of this ESPN stuff. Having a debate. What did it say? Having a debate with who wins, Boots or Errol Spence. Oh, man, I got Errol, man. Out of respect, I got Errol, but it could happen, man. What did he say? I don't even care anymore. I'll pay attention when they put ink to paper. Who is that? It is what it is, man. It's, you know, that's half of boxing, man. I'm telling you. Doesn't Lil Beehive fight Saturday? Oh, he may. He may. That's why his name is popping up. That's why his name is popping up. That's why his name is popping up. I hate that that's not the Gutierrez fight, man. I hate that that's not the Gutierrez fight. So he could get that belt and Gary Russell could have got that winner, man. But having that stuff get pushed back, that's kind of foul. Michael Armstrong, likelihood of Kambosos is Haney. I don't know, man. I think it's interesting because what happened yesterday was that two things happened yesterday. One is Eddie Hearn said that there's offers going back and forth between Lou Dibella and DAZN, right? And he's not involved in it. The other thing that happened is that Lou Dibella signed a deal with Probellum, that the new promotional company I think it's out of Europe, and it actually might be out of Dubai. But I think Probellum is Daniel Kinahan's new promotional company. So the fact that they did that, it may increase the likelihood that they do a fight with DAZN, because Probellum's not doing business. I don't think that their fighters are fighting on ESPN, and I don't think that they're fighting on Fox or Showtime. So as far as like US distribution, I think that may actually increase the chance that they get that fight done, because they could sign a multiple fight deal for that, you know, because of the stuff with Probellum. So I don't know, man. I'm hopeful that we'll get that fight, because I would rather see the Devin Haney fight. I would much rather see the Devin Haney fight with George Kambosos than Vasily Lomachenko, quite honestly, because I really want to get that whole undisputed thing. I would love to get it so there's just nobody talking about it, you know, where there is absolutely no issue. And I think that honestly, man, I think Devin Haney deserved that. I think he deserved that he deserves the fight, that he earned the fight. You know what I mean? More so at this point in time than Vasily Lomachenko. Because Vasily Lomachenko lost the belts. He's done well, and he beat Nakatani, he beat Richard Comey. But at the same time, you know, Devin Haney's looked good in his fights. He's fought top competition, and it's just unfair that he can't get a shot at that WBC belt. You know what I mean? So, you know, all of the you guys need to stop telling me Devin Haney can punch stuff to the side. I do think he's the most deserving for that fight. Sean Gibson, Fanon, what are your thoughts on Virgil Ortiz petitioning the WBC for a title eliminator fight with Keith Thurman when he's already Bud's mandatory? Do you think he could beat Spence? Do you think they can beat Spence or something? I don't think he is. He's not the mandatory. He's not Bud's mandatory. That's number one. He's not Terence Crawford's mandatory. Terence Crawford literally just fought his mandatory in his last fight with Sean Porter. So I don't know whether or not they're gonna. He's probably not gonna have another mandatory dropped on him until next year, I would suspect, because he didn't have a WBO mandatory in 3 years. He got the WBO mandatory. No. I take that back. I think Igis Kalvanakis was his mandatory. So we'll know later this year who his mandatory is. More than likely, though, I think that they probably keep Virgil Ortiz away from Terence Crawford at this point in time, because I don't know if they're ready to the point that they're willing to bet his career on it. You know what I'm saying? Like if he was a lesser fighter, then they may put him in there. They may put him in there with him earlier. But I think that they feel like they have enough future with Virgil Ortiz to bring him along a little bit more slowly. And they probably think that Keith Thurman is a more vulnerable fighter and a big name that they can get on, where they can get over and get a win with Virgil Ortiz over a big name. So more than likely that's it, right? Versus them going all the way to Terence Crawford and getting beat, which he very well could get, and most likely would get beaten by the guy. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I think, man. Ghost in the building. What's going on, man? He said Keith ends Virgil's career. They're trying to bring eyes to this trash fight. I don't know, man. Honestly, man, I think that's a good fight. I think Virgil Ortiz and Keith Thurman be a good fight. If Keith Thurman is a little bit sharper than he was with Mario Barrios, I would say I think Keith Thurman can beat him. But, I wouldn't underestimate Virgil Ortiz. He's a very solid fighter, man. He's big, and a very nice fight. Powerhouse Watson, who you got on Jose Pedraza versus Jose Ramirez? I got Pedraza. I got Ramirez. I'll take Jose Ramirez. That's a rebuilding fight for Jose Ramirez, man. Come on, man. Jose Pedraza ain't beating Jose Ramirez, man. Jose gonna beat Jose. I got Jose. That's what I should have said. Powerhouse Watson. I should have said I got Jose. That's what I got Jose. But I got Jose on the real. I got Jose Pedraza, man. I mean, I got Jose Ramirez over him. I think he's the bigger guy, solid fighter. You know what I mean? I think that Jose Pedraza is, he's really, the guy came up from 130. Now he's up to 140. You got Jose Ramirez, who should probably eventually go ahead and get up there to 140, up there to 140 pounds. Marquis said, how is Ortiz's body work? Good. One of the better parts of his game is his body work. Marquis. I think Ramirez is going to underestimate him. He could, but we'll see, man. He's big. He said he's big and tough. He needs more than that to beat Keith. Yeah, I agree with you, John Page. But I think he's got a shot at it. I think he's got a shot. He's got a better shot at that than he has at Terence Crawford. So, that's what I think that they're trying to do. But at the same time, you may Oscar De La Hoya may just be popping. He just might be popping his gums, man. He said he'll beat Keith in. Hey, man, we'll see. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, man. Let me check these likes, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit these likes, man. We got 265 people in the building, 120 likes, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit the likes, man. Pedraza looks focused. I got to see Ramirez train. Look, man, I'm going to take a good big man. I'm going to take a higher level big man over a higher level little man. Jose Pedraza is a good fighter, but he doesn't pack up a tremendous amount of punch. He's not a big puncher. He's a slick fighter, but not a big puncher. And I see Jose Ramirez walking him down and more than likely stopping him. Jose Ramirez is a kind of big puncher. He can crack. Jose Ramirez can crack. Roger Mudd, do you think Frank Martin is the next Aaron Pryor minus the black bottle? Nah, man, they don't fight a lot alike, man, from what I can see. One is a southpaw and a very solid counterpuncher. The other's just a monster. You know what I mean? The other's a monster, 100-mile-an-hour monster. So nah, I wouldn't say that, man. Who fights like a kind of a little bit more refined Aaron Pryor is, I would say, Gervonta Davis. Powerhouse Watson said Pedraza gave Loma hell. He switched angles well. Fanon, who is Mackinson? I don't know who Mackinson is. What do you mean? Who's Mac? I don't know, man. I have no clue who Mackinson is. You talking about the guy that is fighting? No, that's Cottrell. You watching Josh Taylor? Who you got? Oh, I got Josh Taylor over Cottrell. I haven't paid enough attention to. I'm telling you, man. If he gets beat by one of them European fighters, it's going to be completely out the blue, because I don't give any of those type of fighters a chance to beat Josh Taylor. I think Josh Taylor is a legitimate top level fighter. I think he's one of the real ones out of the UK. Tough dude. He gets hit too much. You know what I mean? Hits too much. John Henry said, why don't Boots fight Danny Garcia? Because Danny Garcia ain't going to fight him. McKinnison. Oh, McKinnison is the – you talking about who's McKinnison fighting, man? You know, anyway, McKinnison – oh, yeah, Bearcat Hampton said, hey, I also this morning, Bearcat. More importantly than that, man, I read your comment this morning, man. You were like, dude, why you think that Errol Spence Jr., like, you should be able to talk about any aspect of anybody's life, man. Like, isn't there anything off the plate for conversations, man? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't get it, man. Anyway, for now, did you see Bum Dillian White officially got the Fury fight? Yeah, he signed for it. That dude about to get him. Honestly, after he signed the fight, no joke, man, I'm kind of hoping he wins. I almost changed it. I'm like, I had to reconsider this. I was like, do I really want Tyson Fury to beat Dillian White? Like, I don't know, man. I might root for Dillian White just so Dillian White can get cocky and get knocked out by Deontay Wilder. Because he will immediately get ordered to fight that dude. Immediately. Because, yeah, I'm telling you, Deontay Wilder's still the number one dude up there in the still the number one guy in the heavyweight, the WBC number one. Go said he a dirty fighter to me. Too many back and head shots and illegal tactics for me. He's good, but he's getting smoked at 147 when he moves up. Yeah, he's definitely a rough fighter, man. You're talking about Josh Taylor is a dirty fighter. I mean, yeah, he does a good amount of that. He hits on the break a lot too. He also hits on the break. He also hits on the break a lot, for sure. He's a jerk. That's what I would put him. But I still think he's a good fighter. He's a tough dude, man. You know, he's a good fighter. He's a tough dude. Lucas, you're an idiot. Wilder is number 3 behind Usyk, Fury, and Joshua. Stop the bias. Excuse me, dummy. I said that he is ranked by the WBC. Usyk is not ranked by the WBC, and neither is Anthony Joshua. Dummy. I said that he was the number 1 ranked guy by the WBC. The WBC. Do you know how boxing works, moron? Stop with the bias. Stop with the ignorance. You guys call bias so quick to be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Literally. I said he's the number 1 ranked guy in the WBC. And he is. That's not a bias. That's a fact, you moron. God, dog, man. Oh, he's the number 3 behind. Watch this. He's number, and what did he say too? Let me tell you, this I'm trying to tell you, these guys be clowns. Clowns with big mouths. He also said he's the number 3 behind Usyk, Fury, and Joshua. He's number 3 behind Usyk, Fury, and Joshua. That's 4, idiot. That's 4. If he was behind Usyk, Fury, and Joshua, he'd be number 4. He wouldn't be number 3, he'd be number 4. Not only did you not listen to what I said, and did not know that none of those guys you mentioned are ranked in the WBC, other than Tyson Fury, who's the champion, you also can't count. Good morning. Man, y'all get old, man. It gets real old, man, with y'all, man. God, dog. So quick to call bias, man. Mint 3, 4. Yeah, you mint, and you're still stupid. And you still stupid. Because guess what? I said the WBC. He's the number 1 ranked guy in the WBC. That's why I said even if Dillian White beats Tyson Fury for the WBC champion, Deontay Wilder is going to be number 1 by the WBC. Anthony Joshua is not ranked in the WBC. Alexander Usyk is not ranked in the WBC. Anyway. No, really, man, I'm not going to stop because seriously, man, these guys are on my nerve today, man. Like, man, will y'all just stop listening to idiots? Like, I mean, for real. I can literally try to be as unbiased as possible. Damn near give no opinion whatsoever, and I'm still biased. I did a video yesterday, literally did not say anything about Terence Crawford at all. I said Terence Crawford fanboys is what I said. You're always hating on Terence Crawford. I literally didn't say anything about the man. Not a word about him. Not a word. All I did is have a picture of him and a parody comment. That's it. I had a picture and a parody comment, and I'm hating on the man. You guys are just needed seriously, man. Wow. That's all I'm going to say. Much love to everybody in that chat, though, and thank you guys so much for supporting in the super chat. I really do appreciate you guys, man. Anthony A said, if Haney does fight, let me back up, man. Hey, S1 Dubs, I'm going to get you for sure. Hey, Ghost said, for 9, he's confusing numbers. I don't think he understood all that. Too complicated for him. Like, man, Lord have mercy when y'all catch up. Anthony A said, if Haney does fight George, who do you got and why? Haney, because George Kambosos will never catch him. Aussie George is a dog. Just Devin hasn't been tested, or he's just that good. He got good wins over JoJo and I just think he's a better fighter, man. I just think Devin Haney's a better fighter than he is. It's a simple answer. I don't think he's going to catch him, and I think he's going to lose all points if he doesn't get robbed. I think Devin Haney's just a better fighter than him. Dude, Devin Haney's an extremely, extremely good fighter. And it's going to be very, very difficult to beat him. If you're not a big puncher and you're not very aggressive and very good at making him engage. Which means you got to be able to cut the ring off. You got to have length, you got to have size and all that stuff to get him. I just don't see him being that good, man. Unless I on the real, I'm just not that impressed by George Kambosos. I thought he had a good fight against a dude that wasn't prepared. And until I see him again, if I see him repeat what he did with Teofimo Lopez, then, hey, man, I'll be wrong. However, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, BZ say, you gotta act like Bud. Maybe they'll start liking it. Nah, man, I don't even like Bud, man, please. I'm telling you, if I supported Bud, the same people would be in there complaining about me hating me being a Bud fan. It don't make a difference, bro. They don't like anything. That's why you call them miserable. S1 Dubs in the building. He said, Fanon, you have to understand that most of the people in the chat are probably casual boxing fans, which means they don't understand the business model of boxing and how it actually works. Yeah, that's very fair. I understand that. I understand, man. Jose Rodriguez, what's going on, Jose? Said, Fanon, speaking of Teofimo, he has never been the same since his loss. You agree? I don't think he's ever been the same since his win. I think it's his win that set him back, man. That ego went through the roof, man. Just no joke, man. That dude's ego went through the roof. That's why I think his main problem is Teofimo's win. I don't think he's been the same since then. He got that. He beat Vasily Lomachenko, and he thought he made it. He started acting like he's king of the world. Same thing, honestly, the same thing George Kambosos is doing. And I don't care how many pictures he shows of him punching a bag. He's like, yo, I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym. All right, you're in the gym, man, but you a mighty arrogant son of a gun, man. I think you believe in your press, man. You know what I mean? Keith Nolan, man, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for the support, bro. He said, in this corner, the most neutral, super fair, master of equanimity and best channel, the king of unbiased Fanon. Thank you, King Nolan. And I'm trying to be for real unbiased, not the fake unbiased, where you ain't unbiased unless you throw black people under the bus. That's the only way a black dude can be unbiased to certain people, is if you throw black people under the bus. Oh, then you proved it. Oh, you're an unbiased guy. You threw him under the bus. Good job for you, man. You said at that best after the win, he went crazy. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. You know? He said, facts, you on point, Fanon. I'm just telling you, that's what it is, man. Look at any of those guys that claim that they're unbiased. That's what they do. That's exactly what they do. And they brag about it. And that's not unbiased, man. That's biased, in fact. You know what I mean? Keith knows say, yeah, you definitely not that kind of unbiased. Yeah, that's what they are, man. I'm telling you. Say, you ain't no more unbiased than the people in the chat. No more. Oh, you ain't no more biased than people in the chat. I appreciate that, man. Hey, man, I got my opinion. But biased, that's having an opinion and being biased are two different things. You know what I mean? If you're just being unfair, man, that's what it means. You're being unfair. Like, that's it. That's unfairly prejudiced against somebody. That's what that word is supposed to mean. You know, and I'm not unfairly prejudiced unless it is something to do with Dillian White. Because then with Dillian White, I'm just like, screw you, dude. I don't like you. Hey, JT said, yeah, pandering is what they call unbiased. Oh, no doubt about it. Super pandering. Hey, man, what's going on? What's going on, James Anthony Vaughn, one of my favorite cats? He said, what's poppin', Fanon and your faithful boxing fans? We all chilling, man. You know what it is. That guy says reporting he is biased. He said Mikey's last fight opponent was running the whole time. I didn't get to see that fight, man. Thanks, Dave Walker. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate the good statements, man. Thank you so much, man. Lucas said, I think you're biased because you accuse Mexicans and English of being in steroids, but don't talk about black Americans. That's a lie, Lucas. You're a liar. That's a lie. But see with that, look at that though. See how, but you are a case in point though. Because I accuse Mexicans, I don't accuse all Mexicans. I said a Mexican that tested positive was on steroids. Canelo Alvarez and Oscar Valdez, because they tested positive. English of being on steroids. Dillian White tested positive. Tyson Fury tested positive. Billy Joe Saunders tested positive. Those are facts. But you don't talk about black Americans. I said Jarrell Big Baby Miller tested positive. Absolutely, I did. Jarrell Big Baby Miller tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. I don't have a problem saying that. I did. Now, what other black American fighter is tested positive? If you give me the guy that did it, I will tell you. Jean Pascal, isn't he Canadian? That makes him, he's from the Americans. He tested positive. But see, case in point, you actually say that I didn't say that. You're not happy unless I throw a black dude under the bus. Point proven. I never said all Mexicans were on performance-enhancing drugs. I said that I mentioned guys that were on it because they tested positive, and that's true. You see me, if I had defended somebody that had tested positive and said, oh, that's different, then I would be biased. Who's the American that tested positive that I said didn't test positive? Or there's nothing wrong with him testing positive? Luis Ortiz tested positive. What? I would love to hear this, Lucas. It's not biased. That's not even a prejudice. It's just a fact. Canelo Alvarez did test positive for performance-enhancing drugs. And so did Tyson Fury. And so did Dillian White. And so did Oscar Valdez. All right? So did Luis Neri. What you want me to say, man? You're not honest. You keep telling the same lie, bro. You're lying. He said, you're lying. I never said that. I have no problem with that. Telling you somebody that's black tested positive. But you got to tell me who the black American that tested positive is. Tell me who it is. Noe Ortiz said, what do you think is the holdup on Tank and his team announcing his next fight, date, and opponent? I don't know, man. Much love in that super chat. Probably trying to figure out when Canelo's going to fight. I'll say it's Dillian White. You know what I mean? Nah, but he say, I'm from the UK and I can tell you that's a lie. What's a lie? I'm trying to tell you, man, I never said that. You guys just, I don't believe. Mayweather never tested positive. What are you talking about? Mayweather never tested positive. You want to make something, you're making something up. You know what I'm saying? If you want me to tell you making something up, man, he never tested positive for performance enhancing drugs. Get out of here. Win. Antonio Tarver did. K Gross, man, let me thank you for that super chat, brother. Seriously, man, because you supporting in the chat means a lot. Thank you so much, man. And I'm sorry sometimes I give cats that do not support the channel too much thought. No, he said, okay, what do you think is the holdup on Tank and his team announcing his next fight date and his next fight date and opponent? Oh no, we already know his opponent is Rolly Ramirez. What's Rolly's last name? Because I don't even care. What's Rolly's last name? Rolly Romero. Yeah, Rolly Romero is his next opponent. There's not a holdup. It's Rolly Romero. That we already know who he's going to fight, Rolly. The date, probably just waiting on when Canelo Alvarez is going to announce his fights and all that. But more than likely, it's going to be sometime, I don't know, in the middle of the year. He fights twice a year. King of Kings said, Fanon 6, Lucas 0. It's like, man, come on, man. Will you just stop lying on me, man? Like, do me a favor and don't lie on me. You know what I mean? Ain't that many black. They ain't got caught. All I'm trying to tell you, if Deontay Wilder tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs, I would say the man tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. All right? No joke. But come on, man. How many people got to test positive? How many people got to test positive in Eddie Reynoso's camp before you believe it? You know what I mean? He said, yeah, they waiting on the first cash cow to announce his fight. Yeah, that's what it is. They probably waiting on that. Let him set his dates, and then everybody's going to work around that. Because they're not going to be there. And it's more than likely going to be the 7th and the 16th of September. But, they're not going to go. They're not going to move until they know what that, till they formally know what that date is. You know what I mean? IV is performance enhancing. Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, man, that is still, man, whatever, man. If Tyson Fury gets to use those gloves, because here's another thing. You guys want to tell me that as long as the commission approves something, it's fair. Then didn't the commission approve him using an IV? If they approved it, then it's legal. Shut up, right? Obviously. That's what you say about every other time somebody gets over. Roger Mudd said, this debate is funny, but the live chat pom-pom game is a bitch too much. Roger Mudd, what are you talking about, Roger Mudd? What are you talking about? You pom-pom, you guys are terrible. Dude, the guy going to lie on me is not pom-pom, dude. I don't mind if somebody leaves a chat. I don't mind. Say, Kwame Brown, what's going on, man? Say, for now, you don't have to defend yourself. Just ask him to answer yes or no. Has Canelo tested positive for PEDs? Has Valdez been accused of PEDs? Yes. He's not just accused, he tested positive for a PED. However, they just won't answer the question, Kwame Brown. I promise you, brother. They will not answer the question. I wish that was the real Kwame Brown. I like that dude, man. Fanon, you accused Manny of being on steroids. Where's the proof? Did he ever test positive, yes or no? I said I thought he was. He's not British, though. I also said that I thought Lucas, I also said that I thought Evander Holyfield was. I said I thought he was. But he's not Mexican, is he? And he's not English. He's Filipino. You want to add another category of people that I'm biased against? However, I also said that I thought Evander Holyfield was. Am I being unbiased against him? What? I thought the man was on steroids. I did. What you want me to say? I have a friend that's a doctor who's a huge Manny Pacquiao fan. Huge Manny Pacquiao fan. And I asked him, I said, man, do you think he's on steroids? He's like, man, are you stupid? Of course he is. That's what he said. He's like, of course, you stupid? That's his answer to me. Yes, without a doubt. Like he can't do, it's like how he can't do it without that. It's what the doctor said. He's like, man, I've been watching Manny Pacquiao. Ain't no way. Look how his head grew. The man's head went from here to here. What you want me to say? Hey, guess what? I don't know if Lee Haney's ever tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. I don't know if he ever tested, but I have a suspicion he was. John Boy said, I'm Asian. Even I know Manny on PEDs. It's like, come on, man. Evander Holyfield, go look at Evander. Hey, man, stop lurking and hit that like button. Yeah, man. Yeah, let's remind y'all. Hit that like button, man. We got good boxing conversation. Also, thank you guys so much for your continued support of the channel in the Super Chat and the Cash App. And thank you so much again and again and again. Cornball fanboys. Yeah, dog. I tried to mess with Terence Crawford fans yesterday, though. I did that on purpose. I wanted to get under your skin. I love that because you ain't going to stop me. Anyway, Devin said, Haney needs some PEDs. Hey, man. He just needs some. He needs some. Hey, seriously, he needs some loaded gloves. He needs some Margarito treatment. That's what he needs. Get that Margarito going on. Wetting him. He need a little Margarito cheating going on, you know? Anyway, man, John Boy, if Manny would have taken a drug test, we'd have to wait. We would have to wait for the Mayweather fight. I mean, dude, honestly, Manny Pacquiao's obvious. So just whatever on that. So are the Klitschko's. All right, now tell me, Vitaly Klitschko on steroids. Absolutely, I believe he was. Only guys that go into a training camp and put on 10 pounds. The Klitschko's will go into training camp and put weight on. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's what he just needs. He needs them raps, dog. He needs them raps, dog. Yeah, actually, man, let's continue to say that, man. Hit them likes up. Get them likes up, man. We got 430 people in the building, man. Y'all keep coming to the chat every morning to have this good conversation, man. Lucas, I like you, Lucas. I'll read one more of your comment before I throw you out. Now, I'm not going to throw you out, but whatever. So you're assuming, I'm not assuming, and I suspect it. So you're assuming about Manny. Let's assume Wilder was on steroids too, or saying he will, or that will hurt. Hey, look, let me tell you something. I am not assuming he is. I suspect that he is. Deontay Wilder, I don't suspect that he is. Because Deontay Wilder doesn't look like he is. Deontay Wilder does not have ridiculous endurance. You saw him get tired through 6 rounds, didn't you? He gasses at the end of the fight. He's not throwing 6,000 punches around. He did not put on 20 pounds of muscle. He didn't put on 20 pounds of muscle and increase his endurance. Sorry. He put on some muscle and he decreased his endurance, which is what usually happens when you put on a lot of muscle. So you can suspect it, and I'm okay with you suspecting it. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Suspect it. Doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I've heard people say that Deontay Wilder had a metal rod in his arm, and that's why he can punch, even though he was knocking out people before he had surgery on his arm. I don't have a problem with you suspecting it, because I'm not assuming he is. I suspect he is. It's a big difference between the words, man. I suspect it. And honestly, I think you'd be silly not to suspect it, because it's damn near obvious. Anyway, hold on one second. All right, sorry about that, man. I had to get my son, just make sure he's getting out to get to school on time. Blacksmith Ross said, love the channel, and to help with the Pacquiao juice question, there is an article where Pacquiao apologized for taking a substance he didn't know. Much love in that super chat, brother. I mean, obviously, maybe he didn't, but come on, man. Just like stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Let's just be real about certain things, man. You know what I mean? Frequent Flyer RC said, what up, Fanon? Rolly versus Pitbull Cruz. Who wins that? Your opinion. Smash that like button, people. Absolutely, man. Pitbull Cruz. I am not picking any Rolly to beat anybody. I am not picking Rolly to beat anybody. I think Rolly is terrible, man. No joke. Combuterol is the worst enhancer. What is this? Roxanne Alvarez said Combuterol is the worst enhancer imaginable, and Canelo had a trace amount. Roxanne Alvarez, first of all, that is not what what's the dude's name? Guy from Balco. He said no, it's a very good one. And second of all, that's all you're gonna get is a trace amount. He tested a trace amount means you got it in your system. He had it in his system. Don't see that is biased right there. That sounds like bias to me. When you say something like he only has a trace amount. Well, that's all they ever have is a trace amount. How much is he? As long if it's in there, it's in there. You know what I mean? I bet you if I take a test, I don't have it. There's a whole bunch of people that test and do not have a trace amount in it. He's got more than he's supposed to have in there. And he said, Fahim Sator said, Combuterol is also known as a masking agent. Look, man, the guy tested positive. It's what it is. I mean, you can excuse it if you want to excuse it, but it is. No, a trace amount is a tiny bit. If you take a test, you would have, man, shut up, Lucas. It's in there. People have trace amounts. They caught a trace amount. What do you mean a trace? That's all you need. Are you kidding me? A trace. Oh, it's still really small. It's bigger than none. What do you mean? Stop being silly, man. Seriously, that's bias. Now you're making excuses for the man popping dirty, man. That's bias, Lucas. Thank you very much for proving my point. You're actually excusing the man doing it. You want to excuse it. Hey, y'all could have been put him out. I ain't protecting him. Hey, Tyrone in that cash app. Thank you, brother. He said, for Haney, the pillow puncher needing to take PEDs. Good morning. Hey, man. Exactly. If you taking, man. It's like, man, hey, man, my man said that lucky 6, brother. Thank you so much. To my man, Be Easy said that lucky 6 for you, my brother. Love the lives. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for your support in that cash app, man. Man, I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much, because when you donate and you support, it really does help the lives continue to take place and continues to help the channel continue to grow and move. And that's no joke. You guys are the reason why the channel is we can actually have these conversations, man. Thank you very much, man. Herbert Johnson said the man had 500 picograms and a trace amount is around 50 picograms. Hey, man. Say, vote him off the island. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. What's the update on Haney and Kambosos? They're back in talks, according to Eddie Hearn. But Eddie Hearn's not involved in the talks. It's directly with DAZN. Which is a better thing, I do believe. because if DAZN wants to make the fight, they can offer up the money. You know what I mean? He said it's only a little Combuterol and people get their panties in a bunch, just mad you can't beat Canelo. You know, that's what it is, man. You just mad that Canelo doesn't have to face mandatories. And you just mad that Canelo won't fight the guys that you want to see him fight. You just mad because because his fans don't want to actually stand in the way of good boxing matches. You know what I mean? JT said, for people got to remember Lance Armstrong won all those races while being tested and never popped dirty. Testing negative means nothing. Dude, it is what it is, man. Ahmad, no, I've seen a little bit of it, but I ain't even getting into that, man. That is just prepared for me to waste a lot of time. I don't know what else I can say. I can't do it. Brother Power said a cheat is a cheat. Yeah, it is what it is, man. But I like that. But I like how the conversation went, which is that, you know, you call me biased and then you make an excuse for the man. You know what I'm saying? And then you make an excuse for the man. You saw Rip Jones said he just had a trace amount of bias for Nan. Yeah, just a trace. Just a little bit, man. Just a little bit. Anyway, man, don't throw Lucas out, man. That ain't necessary, man. You know what I mean? It really isn't. Mr. M. Prize said, Fanon, what's good, boxing chat and Fanon? I'm late. What did I miss? Hey, man, just cats making excuses for that. Just people making excuses and then calling people biased at the same time. G-Rock said Lance was doing blood transfusions. Dang, he was cheating on cheating to another level. Is that what it is? Blood transfusions? Wow. That man said he was replacing his own blood. He was replacing his blood. But he made a lot of money doing it, man. Anthony I'm sorry, man. I don't want to kill your name, man. I don't want to kill your name. Lance was on EPO. So are a lot of these dudes, man. Anyway, man, I just find it interesting, man. But we ain't got to talk about Canelo anymore. Honestly, Canelo's career is other than asking who Canelo is going to fight, his career is boring, man. Really. Canelo Alvarez has been a tremendously boring dude for the last 3 years. Like zero to no excitement in that man's fights for me. He's just been very disappointing, man. Benjamin Newsom, what's your top 5 at 130? Hold on 1 second. Let me get Mike Kirkland first. Hey, Mike, much love in that super chat, bro. Much love, man. Thank you so much, man, for supporting and keeping the chat popping, brother. Thank you, man. My top 5 at 130. Shakur, Valdez, Purcell. Geez. Yuck. Herring. What's that guy's name, man? That Japanese fighter. Oh, he's not a Japanese fighter. I forget the guy that Tevin Farmer beat. I forget his name, and that guy. Oh, Navrati. Maybe Navrati. I'll throw Navrati at the end of that. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, I'm messing up. Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez, Chris Colbert, the guy that Navrati and that other guy. Yeah, Ogawa. Navrati and Ogawa. Thank you. Yeah, Navrati and Ogawa. There you go. Somebody got Shakur. Yes, Canelo is 100% a Hall of Famer. Is there even a question? No, there's not. There's not a question. He's boring right now. Really. Seriously, man. If it was, all of his fights are who cares. It's a bunch of who gives a fat rat fights. In my opinion. Really. Who cares? Who's going to win between Canelo and Beterbiev? Who cares? It's pretty much who cares? Am I looking forward to the fight anxiously? No, I'm not. And neither are you. Honestly, you're not looking forward to it either. Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford. I'm looking forward to that fight. I'm looking forward to it. Terence, Canelo Alvarez, Bivol, I could care less. I mean, on the real, you can say he can pick the fighters that he wants to fight and what he's earned, but I could care less about that fight, man. Could care less. I could care less about him and Gennady Golovkin 3. A little bit more than Bivol, but I could care less, man. When he did fight Gennady Golovkin, I was like, big. I was like, that was good. It's a big fight. That's the last fight that literally I saw him fight that I cared anything about, man. I have not cared about his fight in years. Like the Mikey Garcia fight. Errol Spence Jr. fought a littler guy, but dude, I was interested in that fight. There were some expectations around that fight. Charles Wilkinson said, Tevin Farm, Mickey Bay, who you got? I got Tevin Farmer in that fight. Much love in that super chat, man. I got Tevin Farmer in that fight. TD Harden said, Mr. Unbiased, just checking in. What's going on, TD Harden? Thank you, brother, for that support, man. That's huge. Thank you. Fanon, did you ever think Citron was a good fighter? Kermit Citron, yeah, until he got cheated. Thought he was a good fighter until he got cheated by Antonio Margarito. He was a good fighter. Never thought he was a great fighter. But I thought Kermit Citron was a good fighter until he got ruined by that cheat. Antonio Margarito. In something that was absolutely ridiculous, man. And that dude should have went to jail for. And they crack jokes about that, man. Straight up and down crack jokes about that, man. Andrade's fun though. No, I didn't say he was, idiot. Hey, Lucas, you're an idiot and you're gonna get thrown out. You gotta dial up the intelligence of your comments, idiot. Andrade is fun, though. No, I didn't. There's not been any of Demetrius Andrade fights that I've been interested in a very long time. Primarily because Canelo Alvarez won't fight him. Why would I be excited for Demetrius Andrade to fight Liam Williams or whoever this guy is? Absolutely could care less. Man, you are an idiot, man. And you're not only biased, you're an idiot. And you keep trying the same crap. You keep but Andrade is interesting. No, dude. Canelo's fights are boring. The matchups are boring. Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith. Boring. Already know who's going to win. Boring. Canelo Alvarez, Billy Joe Saunders. Boring. I already know who's going to win without a doubt. It's boring. Canelo Alvarez versus Rocky Fielding. I already know who's going to win. That's boring. I do not care about the fight. Nobody asked for the fight. It's boring. Okay? Tyson Fury versus Otto Wallin. Boring. Tyson Fury versus Tom Schwartz. Boring. Tyson Fury versus Dillian White. Less boring. Okay? If you have a fight where you know the outcome of the fight, just because you put a belt on it doesn't make it any less boring. Okay? And Canelo Alvarez, and you don't even care about Canelo Alvarez's fight. The only thing you care about is not having Canelo Alvarez fight the fighter that people that you don't like want to see. That's what you do. You bump your lips about who you don't want to see Canelo Alvarez fight and do not give a fat rat about who he does fight. Bye, Lucas. That is the end of the ignorance. I can't take any more ignorance today. You don't care who Canelo Alvarez fights. You just want to make sure he doesn't fight certain other people. At least the people that want to see Charlo fight him are interested in the fight. At least the people that want to see him fight Demetrius Andrade are naming a fight that they want to see. You guys you're not even pitching the fight. You just don't want to see fights. Why don't you want to see fights? You claim you're a boxing fan, but you don't want to see fights. You actively lobby against fights. For fights you don't care about. And you constantly hear you guys say it. You say, we don't care. He can fight whoever he wants. He's earned it. Go away. If you do not want to see boxing matches, go away. You know what I'm saying? Go away. Hey, John Boy said blood pressure meds here. Hey, man, let me show you. Hey, let me know if y'all can hear me. Because I just tapped something that would usually make me lose volume, bro. Much love in that super chat. Thank you, brother. John Boy said blood pressure meds here. Thanks. I gotta go pick them up. Because I gotta go pick some up, man. Like when I get off this, man. Seriously, man. You guys are always talking about fights that you do not want to see when it comes to Canelo. Not what you want to see. You ain't even lying that Bivol is done. You don't want to see the fight, though. You're not asking for that fight. Nobody asking for that. I ain't letting Lucas make nothing. You know what I'm gonna make? Let him make another. Go make another Google account and come back. Seriously, man. You got your money's worth. Now go away. You smoke weed, man? No. Jody, I do not smoke weed. No, I do not. Do you? I do not. Why would you ask that question? Anyway. James Anthony Vaughn said, yeah, that doesn't make sense. We want to see the best fight the best. Exactly. And these guys don't even talk about the fights they literally want. Nobody says they want those fights. Nobody. None of them say they actually want to see the fight. None of them. They just want to, because Canelo's a star. I just want to see Canelo walk out in his silk pajamas. That's what I want. I just want to see the silk pajamas. Anyway, Blacksmith Ross, big time supporter of the channel, bro. He said, let's be honest, Charlo can destroy guys. Canelo beat Avin, Yaldemir, Rocky Fielder, Saunders. Charlo can mop them as easy, and Canelo fans are scared. Dude, I'm trying to tell you, man, them dudes just do not care about these dudes will stand in the way of any fight, man. No joke. Will stand in the way of any fight. Just to hear themselves talk, I think. Beats by Bay, man. Much love in that cash app, brother. Thank you so much, man. You know, like, I just can't understand, man, why y'all don't want to see that fight for anything. My man, JD said, how much credit would you give Canelo if he dominated Charlo? A lot of credit. A lot of credit. I don't know how to quantify that, JD. Much love in that super chat. Let me put it this way. More than I would if he, no, more than for Callum Smith. More than for Billy Joe Saunders. More than for Rocky Fielding. More than for Yaldemir. More than Bivol. More than for Bivol. More than for Bivol. More than for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I give him more credit than I give him for James Kirkland. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, come on, man. Lord, I just want to see. How about I just want to see the fight, and then we talk about what credit we give them later. I want to see the fight. It's not about comparing how much credit I would give him for this guy versus how much credit I would give him for that guy. I'll tell you how much credit I'm going to give him. $79 worth of credit. I don't even have to give him credit. I'm giving him money because it's going to cost me. It's going to cost me $80 to see the fight. I'm going to give him $80. How much credit does $80 cost? You know? How much credit does $80 give you? You know? What are the biggest 3 fights you would give Canelo? Jermall Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, David Benavidez. Easy. 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 The guys in his weight class. Easy. The guys in his weight class. The good fighters in his weight class. Canelo versus Benavidez. Canelo versus Andrade. Canelo versus Charlo. Easy. I do not care about him fighting Makabu. I don't care about Bivol. I don't even care about Beterbiev. If he gets past those guys, fight Beterbiev. Man, just come on, man. It's Anyway, those fights. He's the undisputed champion at 168, right? If he's undisputed at 168, fight all those guys at 168. And those are 3 great fights that I would enjoy seeing. And I would not be mad at all if Canelo won all 3 of those fights. But man, I don't want to see Makabu. I do not want to see Bivol. Okay? Don't want to see. I'm sick of the Euro. I'm sick of the Euro tour, man. No joke. I'm sorry. I'm tired of the Euro tour, man. It's enough European champions, man. Seriously, it's enough. You've beaten 4 straight European champions. Okay, great, man. Can you fight some Mexicans? You know what I mean? Fight Benavidez. It's easy, man. Yeah, Makabu, right. Yeah, Makabu's a viable opponent. And have no issue with that. None. Anyway, man, Jeffrey Brooks, much love in that super chat, bro. What I don't understand is whether if Bud fights Spence next or if he moves up, he still needs Al Haymon to make it possible. Yeah, he's going to need him anywhere at 147 or 154. But it's a different scenario because it's a different fighter. It's a different fight. But dude, he just made a fight with Al Haymon last fight. Jeffrey. And by the way, man, thank you so much for the support. Jeffrey Brooks, he made a fight with Al Haymon last fight. It was Sean Porter. So I don't see why we'd have a hard time doing it. I think it's just the dynamic with Errol Spence Jr. But I hope he'll get that. Hopefully he'll get that, bro. Beats by Bay said Canelo went in, got that Pac-Man juice after Cotto stood toe-to-toe with him. Much love in that super chat, bro. Thank you for that support, man. Slash Titus, they said Makabu and his fanboys defended it, calling it greatness. Yeah. But you're nuts for asking him to fight Jermall Charlo at the same time. But anyway, man, Canelo, anyway, man, just, whatever, man. I just find it funny that that the people that are talking about the fight don't actually want to see him fight. Nobody is saying that they don't want to see Errol and Terence Crawford fight. You can at least, everybody acknowledges that's the best fight for both of those guys. But Canelo, there is no fight for Canelo. There is no fight for Canelo. Canelo's just above all good competition. He's going to beat everybody. He doesn't have to fight anybody. It's silly, man. It's silly to me, man. Anyway, Stone Cold Chicken. Who do you think has the best chance to beat Canelo? Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is the only guy that I'm picking to beat him. Demetrius Andrade. HMC3 said, Fanon, are you going to the Spence fight? I don't know, man. I don't know. I got to get up to, it depends on when it is that I'm actually going to go. I got to my daughter's tennis tournament, college tennis tournament. But I don't know, man, if I'm going to go to that fight or not. Keith Nolan said they would happily let Canelo fight five-year-olds. Hey, without a doubt, man. But Terry, you better stop. You might get brainwashed. I don't know what you're talking about on that, man. Let me just wait till we actually get a good conversation, man. Yeah, man. Anyway, let me get off of that, man. I should have thrown Lucas out a long time ago, man. Should have bopped you earlier, dude. Because what you're talking about is absolute silliness, man. Canelo versus Benavidez is an exciting fight, man. Canelo versus Charlo is an exciting fight. Canelo versus Andrade, that's an exciting fight. A fight that people care about. Who cares if he beats, seriously and really, who cares if he beats Liam Williams? Don't care, man. And I'm just being honest. Outside the Box Media said, do you think Benavidez has a chance to beat him? Yes, absolutely. They all do. All three of those guys have a chance to beat Canelo. All three of them. All three of them have a chance to beat him. Zion Clark said, oh, snap, your daughter plays college tennis. My guy raised some athletes. That's what's up, Fanon. Yeah, man, yeah. D1 tennis player. She can ball, too. Absolutely. I got floor seats, 5th row for $300. Dang, man, that's good. Wow. That's awesome. I thought they'd be more expensive than that, man. Outside the media, yeah, I think he's got a chance to beat him. I'm just telling you, Charlo's got a chance to beat him. They got chances to beat him. I'm just telling you that I would pick Canelo to win the fight. I think Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. Does your daughter go to UT? No, My daughter's out. She went to college out east. Yeah, I mean, I think they all have a chance to beat him. All of them. And I favor him against Benavidez, and I favor him against Charlo. But Charlo definitely has a chance to win the fight. Benavidez definitely got a chance to win the fight. I'm picking Andrade to win Because I think, but Canelo has a chance to win the fight. I just don't think I think that matchup is terrible for him, man. No joke. I think that's a bad fight. I think that's a fight he can lose, without a doubt. I look for three tickets, $1,400. Yeah, it's expensive, man. It's like, man, that's a good price you got on those. Black Ross said, to hell with Canelo's choice of legacy run by a bad choice of fights. He wants to surpass Julio Cesar Chavez, De La Hoya Marquez, fight Benavidez Charlo, who will be Rocky Fielding, who can be Rocky Fielding Billy Joe Saunders easy, no doubt about it. But look, man, I don't care about his fucking legacy. Excuse my language. I don't care about his legacy. Blacksmith Ross, like, to be completely blunt about it, I could care less about Canelo Alvarez's legacy. I could care less. Because I was thinking about this the other day. I could care less about these guys' legacies. I just want to see them fight. I think that's a garbage. That's just another amount of noise that people are making for excuses about why they're not doing certain things. They frame it, it's about my legacy. Hey, man, will you just fight the guy? I want to see Terence Crawford fight Errol Spence Jr. so that I can see who wins the fight. Simple. I do not care about their legacy. Their legacy will be determined by when they're done. When they're done with their career. Then look back and talk about what their legacy was and what their legacy was not. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who cares about, it's like, especially boxing fans talking about, you care about his legacy? Man, get out of here, dude. You ain't promised to be alive 6 weeks from now. Much less talk about what people are going to think about him 60 years from now. You're going to be dead. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like, leave the legacy talk for people that are retired. Let's leave the legacy talk for guys guys like Sugar Ray Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Talk about his legacy. Half of y'all don't care about the legacy of fighters that don't fight anymore. But you care about his legacy. But you can't tell me 2 people Sam Langford fought. But all of a sudden I'm so into the legacy of these boxers. Man, shut up. You just trying to come up with some cornball reason that your fighter don't fight somebody. Because you want to argue. That's what I think. I'm sick of people talking about fighters' legacy. Floyd Mayweather Jr. can talk about his legacy as he's retired. You know what I mean? Imagine Jermaine Taylor beating Bernard. He beat Bernard Hopkins 2 times. Jermaine Taylor beat Bernard Hopkins, right? Undisputed champion. What's his legacy? What's his legacy? Half y'all don't even know who Salvador Sanchez is. Don't even know who he is. And I'm telling you, 30 years from now, a whole bunch of y'all gonna be talking, won't even know who Canelo Alvarez is. Won't know who the guy is. Whole generation of fans, who you talking about? What's Oscar De La Hoya's legacy? What is his legacy doing for you right now? Absolutely nothing. Because you turn around and think that Canelo's doing something historic. What? Literally, what? What about being undisputed at 168 is, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God. He's undisputed at 168. And he did it in 6.5 months. Shut up. You know what I mean? Like, you're just saying that garbage. You're just saying it, man. Benjamin Newsom said, how do you feel about Emmanuel Augustus? About the legacy of Emmanuel Augustus? Loved him. Great fighter. Super, super talented fighter. Took a lot of dives. Involved in a lot of fixed fights. You know what I'm saying? But an absolutely terrific fight. Absolutely terrific fight, man. Absolutely terrific fighter, bro. It's just some of y'all just saying stuff. Oh, well, it's a legacy. You sound like boxing writers. That's stuff boxing writers say so they can have a fancy headline. You know, it's the legacy. It's the legacy of him. Get out of here, man. It's the legacy. Let's be real. He ain't fighting him, man. I don't know if he's fighting him or not. Anthony A. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know if Canelo Alvarez is going to fight those guys or not. I don't read the future. What I'm telling you is I want to see him fight him. I'm not about to sit here and do tea leaves with you in this particular instance. Those are the interesting fights. If he doesn't take those fights, it's a shame. And he's a sham. Will be his legacy. You're a sham. Okay? You're a sham. Because you wouldn't fight the guys in your own age, in your own weight class. You won't fight guys in your own weight class. You're cherry picking fighters up higher weight classes. Because you know what's going to happen? The next guy in Canelo Alvarez is going to do Canelo Alvarez shoe is going to do the same thing. Jumping weight classes to duck guys in the same weight class that you're in. And it is what it is. It's ducking. You ain't fight him. If he doesn't fight any three of those guys, he ducked all three of them. Period. Because they're all the best fighters in the weight classes that he was in. And when we're sitting to have conversations, we'll be like, man, yeah, Canelo, whatever. What's Canelo? Hey, Canelo was a hype job. Why you say he's a hype job? Because he lost to Floyd Mayweather Jr. He lost 2 times to Gennady Golovkin. And after that, he refused to fight the best competition. Easy. That'll be his legacy. I'm telling you. That's going to be the legacy. He lost to a blown-up super featherweight. He lost to Gennady Golovkin twice, got gift decisions. He lost to Landy Lara, got gift decision. And then after that, he started fighting a bunch of Eastern European fighters. He went on a Joe Calzaghe tour of Europe and didn't fight any more black fighters, and he didn't fight any more Mexican fighters. He's a hype job. That's going to be his legacy. Watch. And you don't like it, who cares? It's the truth. That's what is going to be said. Because that's easily what could be said about him. He lost to Floyd Mayweather Jr. He lost to Landy Lara. He lost 2 times to Gennady Golovkin. And after that, because he was a big money fighter, they protected him for the rest of his career. And he got a bunch of guaranteed money to fight European fighters. That's what he did. That's Canelo Alvarez's legacy right there. If he does not fight, and he stopped fighting Mexican fighters, and he stopped fighting black fighters. I'm telling you, that's what people are already saying about him, other than you guys. other than you guys that worship him, that's already what people are saying about him. No joke. You think he's going to go down as some great Hall of Fame fighter. Not doing that. Not doing that. That's the truth. Isn't that what they say? Isn't all of that true? Isn't all of that been said about Canelo? Because it is a fact. People say he lost to Lara at 154. Fact. He did lose to Floyd Mayweather Jr., who's a blown-up super featherweight. They do say he lost 2 fights to Gennady Golovkin. And after that, he stopped fighting anybody. He didn't fight Charlo. He didn't fight Benavidez. He didn't fight Demetrius Andrade. All of which are undefeated champions in the same weight class that he's in. If he goes for a Bivol, and a Gennady Golovkin that's old, that's what the legacy is going to be. He already beat the guy. He waited till the guy turned 40 to give him a rematch. What do you want to say? That's the legacy. That's what's good. You can't say that about Floyd. You can't be like Floyd lost to this guy, Floyd lost to that guy, then Floyd lost to this guy, and then he stopped fighting black fighters and he stopped fighting Mexicans. The core of the best fighters in the world have historically been black American fighters and Mexican fighters. And Canelo Alvarez lost to both. No, he didn't lose to both. He lost to Gennady Golovkin. Lost, and then he wouldn't fight him again. And he's got a bunch of fans running around making excuses for why he doesn't do it. That's what it looks like to me. And I think that's reasonable. I like Canelo, which is why I want to see him fight these guys. So that you can know. Come on, man. You're not gonna impress people years later because you beat Caleb Plant. What do you think is gonna happen with the rest of Caleb Plant's career? You think Caleb Plant's going to go on and win the championships in 5 divisions? What do you think is going to happen with Billy Joe Saunders? You think Billy Joe Saunders is going to the Hall of Fame or something? Callum Smith? Dude, Callum Smith had already lost to John Ryder. What do you think is going to happen with them? You think they're, oh, man, yeah, look at the great competition that he beat? Who? Who's the great competition that he beat? And I mean that. The best fighter that people without a doubt believe he beat. Who? Who? I'll wait for it. You'll be waiting a long time. Because the best legitimate fighter that he probably beat, that he literally really beat in their prime, Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders. Where nobody's doubting the outcome of it. Billy Joe Saunders. And somebody tell me I'm lying. It ain't Lara, because a whole bunch of people thought he lost that fight. It ain't Floyd Mayweather Jr., because he did lose that fight. It ain't Gennady Golovkin, because he got a draw that people thought he lost, and a second fight that a lot of people thought he lost, and got a gift decision. After those guys, who's his best win? It ain't Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. It's not James Kirkland. Who's it, Callum Smith? Who's the best of the guys he fought at 168? Is it Callum Smith, Yaldemir, Billy Joe Saunders, or Caleb Plant? Which is the best one? Or is it Sergey Kovalev, who had already been knocked out by Ileana Alvarez and been knocked out by Andre Ward and was already on his way out? Who? It's going to be Billy Joe Saunders. That's his best win. That nobody contests. That's not good for him looking down the road. He's a better fighter than that. He should fight Charlo. He should fight Andrade. He should fight Caleb. He should fight David Benavidez. He beats those 3 fighters, and then you can talk about what an all-time great he is. But if he doesn't fight any of those guys for the rest of his career and he continues to fight a bunch of Eastern Europeans and British fighters, he's going to go down like Joe Calzaghe. Joe Calzaghe has never lost a fight, and don't nobody credit Joe Calzaghe as being some all-time great fighter. Because he beat an old Bernard Hopkins and beat an old Roy Jones Jr. and he beat Jeff Left Hook Lacey. They're never going to credit him like that because he didn't beat those guys in their prime, and you can't name anybody that he did beat. You know what I'm saying? You can't name anybody that anybody cared about that he actually beat. That is talk, and that is what it is. Do you believe Canelo is in a protective custody to certain fighters? Man, I don't know, man. I think he's right now. Honestly, I think he's going for the money. I think he's on the downside physically of his career, and he's being protected from himself. Absolutely. I don't think he's confident in beating those guys. And I think he wants the softest touches for the biggest money. Easiest fight for the biggest money. If he takes that DAZN deal, it's easiest fight for the biggest money. Much love in the super chat, brother. Blacksmith and Blacksmith Ross said, Al Heyman exposed Canelo with $100 million. He'd rather fight Rocky Fielding, Billy Joe Saunders, other than Charlo and Benavidez and Charlos. He chose less money to fight old man GGG and B- unproven Bivol. Canelo was scared. Much love in that super chat, bro. Thank you. I mean, it's a bad look. Legacy-wise, monetarily, it's big. Monetarily, it's big. And if you got DAZN offering them all that type of money, Plant ain't any better. No, man, do Plant and Saunders, whatever, okay? Caleb Plant. Daniel Jacobs, doesn't matter. Any of those guys, so what? Daniel Jacobs had already been knocked out by Pirov. He got beat by Gennady Golovkin. Dude, he was already, and he's not some world beater, man. Daniel Jacobs is a solid fighter. Was not undefeated, was not nearly the best in his weight class. And he's not, man. You know what I mean? He just needs to beat those guys. And I'm telling you, he said he never ducked nobody for Calzaghe. I didn't say he ducked anybody. I never said he ducked anybody. But you do not, when we talk about he's an undefeated fighter, right? Joe Calzaghe is an undefeated fighter. Very highly skilled fighter at 168 pounds. You never hear his name brought up as with the great fighters of his era. Very rarely do you hear Joe Calzaghe mentioned, because Joe Calzaghe didn't fight anybody in note. Didn't. I know who Joe Calzaghe is. Joe Calzaghe was over there in Europe fighting guys that he could beat for a long period of time and didn't come to America until he was late in his career. It's what it is. I don't think I'm not saying Joe Calzaghe's not a good fighter, but you're not going to, dude, people don't remember that. And that's the tour Canelo's on, man. Come on, man. Nobody else in his situation has done that. Nobody. You know why? Because there's never been a UK network like DAZN willing to pay these guys all that money to continue to fight those guys. Keith Nolan, much love, man. That's huge in that super chat, brother. Thank you for that orange, that rare orange that bounces across that chat. Keith Nolan said, tired of Canelo fans acting like he's the best ever. Canelo isn't even one of the top 20 or 30 fighters through history. Also tired of who has he fought and why does this guy deserve to fight? Crap questions. They're crap questions. They're deflections. They're deflections. He said, the tired is who has he fought? My answer is go to Box Trek. For the first one, why does this guy deserve a fight? Because he does. Same reason anybody else does. He's a world champion. He's a world championship boxer. He's ranked high he's ranked very high in the rankings. That's why. David Benavidez deserves that because he's a former WBC champion and he's currently ranked very high by the WBC. Demetrius Andrade deserves it because he's a WBO champion and and Canelo Alvarez is a belt holder in the WBO and the weight class above him. That's why. Same reason that the same reason boxers always deserve championship fights. Same reason. Because they earned it. And he's a champion. If he's a champion, he fights. That's who he's supposed to fight, as any champion is supposed to fight. Fatal Hawk 991 said, this may be a long shot, but I leave Boots will give Canelo trouble at 154 now. Much love in that super chat. Ain't even a long shot. That's not a long shot at all. Definitely not a long shot. But if he gets up into that age group but they're never going to do it. I'm telling you, these people would never want to have him fight Canelo. Never want to see him fight Canelo. And I like Canelo. To be very honest with you, I like Canelo. Willie Maytech said Charlo won't even move up. What are you talking about, Willie Maykit? The man was at 154 pounds with Canelo. He was a 154-pound champion, and he moved up to 160. What do you mean? He's a champion at 160 pounds. He's moving up he's moving up to 168. What's he supposed to do? What do you mean he's not going to move up? You just make stuff up, man. You're just making stuff up. He won't even move up. He's in his second weight class. He's already moved up one time to try to get Canelo. When he vacated his belt at 154, when Canelo was at 160, and he moved up to 160, and Canelo Alvarez got franchised, and then Canelo Alvarez wouldn't fight him. Canelo Alvarez then moved up to 168. And guess what? Then Canelo Alvarez moved up to 175, and then he moved back down to 168, and now he's going back over there to 1675. Where's he supposed to move up to? If you don't know what weight class the man's going to fight in. You just make stuff up, huh? You're just going to make it up, huh? If you can't refute it, make something up. I got you. No worries. We understand what's happening. Anyway, man. Mills Rob said, Martin, some of these dudes in here are part of the reason boxing is in the condition boxing is in. They don't even know or care. They on BS. The boxing art mirrored life and vice versa. I'm just saying, man, I agree with you, man. They give farther to nonsense. There's nothing worse for a boxing fan to say than they don't want to see a fight, in my opinion. Because you literally are not trying to let other fighters prove that they're better than Canelo. You try to get, it doesn't matter, bro. I read what you said, Willie. Doesn't matter if you talk to me. I heard what you said. You said he won't even move up in weight. That's what you said. I saw it. I read it. Anyway, Keith Nolan 2211 said funniest Canelo fans are the ones that think he could beat a prime Roy Jones Jr. They don't believe that. Let me tell you what would happen if Roy Jones Jr. was fighting right now. He wouldn't deserve the fight. He's not big enough a name, and who did he beat? That's easy. If Roy Jones Jr. was fighting right now at 160 pounds, Canelo Alvarez would not deserve, Roy Jones Jr. wouldn't have fought anybody. He would have lost his Olympic gold medal. He didn't win a gold medal. He ain't fought anybody. He doesn't deserve the fight. Canelo Alvarez has done enough in his career. He don't deserve it. That's easy. No joke. They wouldn't want to see the fight. If James Toney was fighting right now, they wouldn't want to see the fight. Wouldn't want to see it. My man Mike in that super chat, bro. M Bro said, for talking that boxing ish. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Man, much love in that cash app, brother. And thank you guys so much for supporting. It means a lot, man. It really, really does, man. Y'all continue to let the channel, you continue to let me do these shows every morning by supporting, dog. It ain't no different than public, what's it called? Like public radio. It ain't no different than that, man. We supported by your donations, and we appreciate you so much, man. It's just like public broadcasting. You know what I mean? I don't work for a network, so the networks ain't gonna pay me no money like they do to these other cats that tell you nonsense, man. But on the real, Fatal Hawk said Roy Jones will clean several divisions out today, but he wouldn't get a chance to fight. You would never prove it. Because they would say, who did he beat? Who did he beat? Then you say, well, he beat. You would say he beat Bernard Hopkins. Yeah, but who did Bernard Hopkins beat? Bernard Hopkins didn't beat anybody. Who's Bernard Hopkins? He said, how do you compare Roy Jones to these clowns, sir? They're boxers. They're boxers. And people said the same thing about Roy Jones Jr. He didn't fight anybody. He didn't fight anybody. Christian Rap, I am answering you before. Answer me. Let me answer you real quick before I throw you out. Let me see you later. First, let me do you like this. Let me put you on timeout. Shut up. Untold, I'll never send you money. You crazy or something. I didn't ask you to send me any money. Untold, I never asked you to. I said thank you to the people that support the channel. I never asked you to send me any money, dude. Never did. However, I'll never read it. Guess what? I'll never read another comment of yours. I guarantee you that. I never asked anybody to donate the channel. Never have. What I've said was thank you for doing so. I know you're not the brightest guy in the world, but there's a big difference. Where did he go? Because I'm throwing this dude out. Did he already get thrown out? Where did he go? Where'd you go? Somebody got him before I got him? Man, I was about to throw this dude out. I was going to have joy with that. Where'd he go, man? I was going to throw you out. God, dog, man. I hate not being able to throw you out. Man, I was going to enjoy that. He said, much love in that super chat, bro. Yeah, thank you. That's all I said. I said, thank you, bro. I didn't ask you for nothing. Thank you. And read people's comments all the time, bro. They do not leave. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Oh, I got him already? Yeah, I meant to clip him. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, dude, that's what they said about Roy Jones Jr. when he's there. They complain about him all the time. about how he didn't fight anybody and how he didn't sell. I remember Roy Jones Jr. Do you? They said the same thing about Roy Jones Jr. Rich said, you need some merch? Yeah, man, I might get some, man. I might get some. Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. Got distracted for a second. Oh, I got Mike, man. Thank you, brother. That's huge in the Cash App, brother. Thank you so much for your support. Hey, Fanon, is Tank Mexican tour harder than Canelo's European tour? Not by much. Not really. Not by much. Tank's got the same issue, bro. You know what I mean? Tank's got the same issue. I remember Roy telling James Toney, I'll be your Huckleberry. Yeah, but you know what it is. Anyway, man. They say computers down at work. Now I can watch. Yeah, that's what's up, bro. In peace. That's what's up, ATX Fly guy. El River said, didn't the IBF block Canelo Andrade? No. Canelo just didn't take the fight. Nah, El Rivera, hey, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you for that support, bro. Oh, Rob Rose said, I really love your answer, Fanon. Thank you. Hey, man, my pleasure, man. Thank you. E-Money Bags. Fanon, what's your opinion on Conor Benn? I think him and Boots will be the next dream fight in a couple years. I like him, man, but I don't think I like him, but I don't think he's on. I don't think that I'll have to see more to believe he's on that level. At this point in time, I still think he's a UK, upper level UK domestic fighter at this point. He's going to have to show some separation for me. You know, for me. You know, I don't believe him. I'm not convinced yet with Conor Benn. But I do like him though. I do think he's a solid fighter and a good fighter. Kind of like Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank, I like Chris Eubank as a fighter, but I think he's an upper level, domestic level UK fighter. Same thing for Billy Joe Saunders. Same thing for Caleb Plant. You know, until they like pop out the top, it's kind of hard for me, especially in that welterweight division. Like, dude, I just, you know what I mean? Said, but Fanon didn't know that. Yeah, nah, he didn't. Man, the IBF, first of all, the IBF couldn't block a fight with the WBO. But the IBF stripped Canelo for not fighting Sergey Deverenchenko. That's what the IBF did. The IBF actually held Canelo Alvarez and stripped him of his belt, which is very anti-WBC of him. You know what I mean? Hey, James Anthony Vaughn said, nah, bring him back and throw him out again. Hey, man, it'd be my pleasure. He'll be back under another name. Don't worry about it. They never go anywhere, man. Seriously, they never go anywhere. They'll come right back. They love it. They love it. Let me see what else I can say. I just want to hear him say my name. I just want to talk to you. That type of move. Fatal Hog 91 said, hey, man, much love. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, brother. Thank you. I love the fact that fighters have a lot of control over their careers, but on the flip side, do you think that hurts the sport? I mean, it would be a lot better I don't know, man. It's kind of a flip. You know, it's just kind of a flip. I think the worst thing for it is the number of sanctioning bodies. You know, I don't think that the fighters having control is a bad interest. It's just too many sanctioning bodies. There's just too many people that get to call themselves champions so that you don't get to see good fights. You know what I mean? Like, these guys would not be champions. Like, if there was one championship belt or two championship belts, Callum Smith would have never been a champion. Billy Joe Saunders probably never would have been a champion. Caleb Plant wouldn't have been a champion yet. David Benavidez might not have been a champion yet. And these guys would all be lined up as mandatories instead of being able to call themselves champions. And champions that the other champion won't fight. So where all it is fan base. You know what I mean? Like, only thing Canelo has over everybody else is the size of his fan base. And once he got to a certain threshold of a fan base, then all the rankings go out the windows. He can fight whatever weight class he wants to, even though never really fighting the best and beating the best in the individual weight class. The number of sanctioning bodies and the number of weight classes are the biggest problems in boxing for me. Even if there was more networks and all that stuff, the biggest problem is the number of weight divisions and the number of sanctioning bodies. If you could cut either one of those down, you would have way better fights. Way better fights. Blacksmith Ross, much love in that super chat, bro. He said, honestly, Canelo should fight Benavidez now because he's older and Charlo has been sitting a bit and Calzaghe and Darius Mikulsevsky avoided prime Roy Jones between the ages of 24 and 35. Roy unstoppable. Much love in that super chat. Thank you so much, man. 20 goddamn belts, sad. I'm 50 old school fighters. Yeah, it's just what it is, man. That's the biggest problem. For now, hey, Richard said, how do you feel about Sean hating on Boots? I don't think he hated on him at all. I don't think Sean Porter hated on that guy at all, really. I think he had maybe a little salt in it, but I don't feel bad. I mean, he didn't say anything that was untrue. And honestly, man, I like the fact that Sean Porter was honest and that he said what he thought, man. He's got a very valuable opinion. He's a very knowledgeable boxing guy. He speaks from the boxer standpoint. I think very highly of Sean Porter, and I don't think Sean Porter did anything wrong in what he expressed. He could have, when he said something about being overrated, like, hey, man, I don't even really think he meant that. Like the way that a lot of people took what he had to say, But I listened to his podcast, and I do think he needed to just have thicker skin. Like in this regard, Porter need to say what he's going to say, man. And there ain't no problems with saying stuff and having people come watch your podcast. Like he took that personally. Like that people said, yeah, well, I didn't say it just so people could watch. Man, you need to say what you need to say. You know what I mean? You got a good podcast. You got a valuable conversation, man. Say what you're going to say and don't worry about what other people, because they're going to watch, and half of them people are going to hate on you anyway. If you're nice, they hate on you. If you're not nice, they hate on you. It doesn't matter, man. For real. Social media has got more scumbags than you can shake a stick at, for real. So just say what you're going to say, and if people watch you because of it, good for you. You know what I mean? I just listened to him and he was like, he felt the need to correct himself. Like, man, don't do that, bro. Quincy Carter said, if you could change one thing about boxing, what would it be? The number of weight classes. Or the number of weight classes. I'd get rid of half the weight classes. I'd go back to the original weight classes. If I could do one thing, I'd get rid of half the weight classes. That's what I would do. Get rid of half of them. Sanctioning bodies, it's going to be tough. You know what I mean? Tough to get rid of them. But get rid of the weight classes, get rid of them. Nah, maybe the sanctioning bodies over the weight classes. Not the belts, the sanctioning bodies. If you get rid of the sanctioning bodies, you're going to limit the number of belts that they can make. The sanctioning bodies are the ones that keep adding the belts. If you get rid of two sanctioning bodies, you're going to get rid of half the belts. And you're going to limit the ability of making half of the... You're going to completely get rid of not completely get rid of it, but you're going to get rid of you're going to limit their ability to continue to make a bunch of weight classes. And the ones I say get rid of, no joke, the WBO and get rid of the WBA. The WBO and the WBA. I'd keep the WBC and the IBF. I keep the WBC and the IBF. Richard, let me tell you something what I got. Go away is what I got for you. What I got for you is go away, bro. I got a ton of boxing experience as a fan. That's the answer to your question. I got the same amount of boxing experience as half of these trainers do. Anyway, Stop with all that, man. It's a boxing forum, bro. Anyway, E-Man said he should never fight Boots. What? I said, you know what, man? Unblock you. Unblock Richard. I shouldn't do that. People always ask that as some way to distract. Dude, I'm a boxing fan. I've been watching boxing for 40 years. And do I have boxing experience? I've been in a boxing ring, yeah. And I've trained. I'm not a professional fighter, though. Like 99.9% of people involved in boxing. I get so sick of these. I just want to get rid of them, bro. Darren Griffin said, hey, Fanan, what do you think about Makhmudov at heavyweight? Just another Russian. I haven't seen him. I don't know. Makhmudov, I don't know. I have to see more of him, man. You know? I'd have to see more of him. I have to see more of them. A lot more of them. Because honestly, man, I don't pay attention to a lot of those guys until they really hit, you know. Oh, for now I got the hands. I got hands now. I definitely got some hands. And I never want to use again. Trust me. I don't never want to be in another fight again. Michael Patterson said, what do you think it'll take for the best fight to fight and stop making money and stop making about money all the time? Half to get rid of 3 of the sanctioned bodies. That's what. And really, truly, enforcement of the Muhammad Ali Act and legitimate ranking systems where you have to rank fighters in your ranking system, not just people, not just any old body. Their rankings, this rankings is ridiculous. You got fighters that are just don't even have any fights, and they got like 8 fights in their top 3 in the sanctioned body. But I just think get rid of half of the sanctioned bodies. That's what I would do. It's not really any more complicated than that. Get rid of half the sanctioned bodies, and boxing's going to improve 100%. Because these guys are going to have to fight each other in order to get to a championship shot. And a lot of these guys are never going to be champions. Just be real. These guys are not going to be champions. Not going to be. Gennady Golovkin would never have been ducked if there was only 2 championship belts. They would have either had to fight this guy or they would have had to get out. You know? Canelo Alvarez, if there was not so many sanctioning bodies, wouldn't be able to. And like because ironically, he couldn't care less about Undisputed at 154. He didn't care about Undisputed at 160. He cared about it when it became easy to get, is when they cared about it. You know? When it got easy to get, then they cared about it. When he had to go through Andrade to get it, he didn't want it. That's why I don't believe him. That's why I don't believe that. And all this, I'm trying to make history, man. I don't need you to make history. Just need you to make a good fight, man. Timothy 72688 asked, you think a Mayweather and De La Hoya rematch would be competitive? No, not really. Not really. It would be because they wouldn't be fighting for real, man. Those guys are both so far over the hill, man. Just like I don't think a Kell Brook Mayweather fight would be competitive. You know, anyway, E-Moneybag said, Fanan, the Ali Act and purse bid would speed up a lot of these fights. Hey, man, just if they had real rankings where you really had to fight ranked opponents. Other than that, or you know what? You get rid of voluntaries. Go all mandatory. The sanctioning body's got to tell you who to fight. That would get rid of a lot of stuff. If they mandated fights. Every fight got to be mandated. That would get rid of half of the sanctioning bodies right there. Take away the chat would kill all the cherry picking. Right there. Make 2 mandatory fights a year. No voluntaries. Fight somebody, and then all of a sudden, whoever the big money guy is, that's where all the fighters would go, into that ranking system. And those other ranking systems would go bye-bye. That would give them too much power. They need more power. Because right now they don't have any. Because they got too many competitors. Right? They need more power. The sanctioning body need more power. Not less. Because if they had more power, then they could make better fights. The WBC is an example of that. They don't want to lose Canelo. Because Canelo Alvarez would not hold the WBC belt when he fought Floyd Mayweather. He's like, don't give me that belt. I'm not putting my picture near that belt. After that, they went about bending themselves to the will of Canelo because Canelo Alvarez wouldn't deal with him. And Riddick Bowe threw their belt in the trash. After that, they're, well, we can't have that happen anymore. So we're going to kowtow to the biggest names. We're going to come up with a franchise belt, right? That's my boxing experience, by the way. Lou Dibella ever been in a boxing ring before? Has Al Heyman been in a boxing ring before? Has Bob Arum ever fought in a boxing ring before? Is Mauricio Sulaiman? Is Mauricio Sulaiman was he a world-class fighter? Were they? Do the people that have the power in boxing, are they boxers? No, they're lawyers and accountants and music executives, right? Music promoters. Those are the guys that have the power in boxing. Anyway, Daryl Young said, hey, continue to speak to the sport fans and get that fire to truth. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Man, Detroit, what's going on, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute, brother. What's going on, man? Hey, said, been missing the lives. Had to drop something on you, broski. Thank you. Man, Detroit, much love in that super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you, brother. And it means a lot, man. And Blacksmith Ross back in that super chat, brother. Thank you. Thank you for the support, man. He said, it's funny how Canelo throws the WBC belts in the trash and leaves 160 and leaves Charlo, but he wants the WBC belts at 168 as soon as David Benavidez was stripped of the belt while talking about legacy. That's a weird look. Yeah, it's what he's doing, you know? But remember this, Blacksmith Ross, it's your fight. It's your problem as a boxing fan. You're the problem because you want to see him fight somebody. And you don't care about the belts that he holds. Because you want to see him fight somebody. And you don't care about, you know what that's like? That's like you listening to music and not caring how many records they sell. Like, how dare you listen to this artist? He doesn't sell enough records to listen to. He didn't have a Grammy. He's never won a Grammy. Huh? Oh, yeah. Kanye West won more Grammys than Michael Jackson. That means he's better. How does that work? You know what I'm saying? He's a better artist than Stevie Wonder because he won more Grammys. How does that work? I don't know. I don't see the connection. Oh, yeah. How do you like? Oh, well, they won 30. Man, I really love his movie. He won 15 Grammys. He won 15 Grammys. That must, well, there's hard rock musicians that have won Grammys. And I can't stand any of that crap. Don't want to listen to it. Heavy metal bands have won Grammys before. Their Grammys you're supposed to win Grammys because you get good music. You're not a good musician because you won a Grammy. You're supposed to win a Grammy if you make good music. The good music comes before the Grammy. The good fighter comes before the belt. So, like all of the conversation about Jaron Ennis, they don't care how good Jaron Ennis looks in the boxing ring. What has he done? You know what I mean? It's just like, man, I just don't, whatever, man. You guys are just, you're fanboys. No joke. That's what I think of it. Exactly. Robert Horry is better than Jordan. He's got, how many rings have you won? How many rings? How many times have other people told you you're great? You know what I'm saying? How many belts has Mauricio Sulaiman given you? Whatever, man. You guys, we missing out on a lot of good stuff because of that. Honestly, I don't think people should support that type of stupidity. Really. Anyway, and they don't know ish about all they care about is numbers. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing about Floyd. He's the greatest of all time because he made more money than Ali. That makes him the greatest of all time because he made more money. Never mind that there's more money on the plate. You know, people are they charge a lot more money to a lot less people is what that is. You charged a lot more money to a lot less people. But anyway, it's funny how y'all want black fighters to fight people in other weight classes to prove something, but Canelo goes up and down like an elevator skipping through all the floors. Yeah, it's pretty much, man. It's what it is for me. That's kind of where I am on it. Not just, I mean, but and they wouldn't, you never let Floyd get away with that. The media would never let Floyd get away with that. Never. Never let Floyd get away with that, man. This is the first time I've ever heard, it's the first time I've ever heard anybody actively get away with this. Where it's like, these fights, one guy weighs more. I think that's a harder fight. You really think Bibble's a better fighter than Charlo? Really? You really think Bibble's a better fighter than Demetrius Andrade? Because he weighs 8 more pounds? Really? All you should watch is heavyweight boxing then, because obviously they're the greatest fighters. Anyway, Eric Baker said, I'm happy for Devin. I hope he gets a fight. He deserves this. Loma gets 100 opportunities, and Devin gets 1. Amen. Yeah, he does. Linwood Hall in that super chat, brother, man, that's huge. That big orange in the building. Thank you, bro. He said, Norfolk, Virginia in the building. Good morning, brother. Talk that boxing-ish. Simplify. U.S. Marine Corps. Shout out to the Marines doing your thing, risking your lives, being hardcore dudes that y'all are. Much respect to the military. Much respect to the military. Brian G said, and again, man, thank you, because that is a big super chat, and that is super appreciated, man. Thank you very, very, very much, man. Danilo Lopez, but he's better than Charlo. Dude, no way. Ain't no way in the world Bivol is a better fighter than Jermall Charlo is. Bivol is basic as white bread. Yes, it's a bigger slice. That's it. No. That's like, you know what that is? That's like saying, I don't want to say, what's a good comparison? Bivol that's like saying Brian Castano is a harder fight than Errol Spence Jr. because he's 154 and he's not 147. Okay? Or there you go. Or make it even different than Saddam Ali. Say somebody jumps past 147, jumps past Errol Spence and fights Saddam Ali when Saddam Ali held the 154-pound belt, the WBO 154-pound belt. Saddam Ali is a harder fighter than Errol Spence Jr. because he's a weight class bigger. That's what I think that is. That. Or saying that Mario Barrios is a harder fight for Gervonta Tank Davis than Vasily Lomachenko is. Right? He's way bigger, isn't he? Way bigger. He's taller, he's longer, he's way built. He's way built bigger. But do you really think that Mario Barrios is a harder fight for Gervonta Davis than Lomachenko is just because he's bigger? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. You know? Or that, there's another good example, that Mario Barrios is a harder fight for for Gervonta Davis than Shakur Stevenson is because he's in a bigger weight class. You guys fall for those lines and you don't believe that stuff yourself. It's not the weight class all the time. It's the skill of the fighter in the weight class. As proven, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a harder fight for Canelo Alvarez than Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was. Right? Canelo Alvarez beat the brakes off of Julio Cesar Chavez at 160 pounds, didn't he? He lost to Floyd at 154. Maybe Canelo has a harder time with smaller fighters. Maybe. Small, fast fighters may be his Achilles heel. Not big, slow ones. I have never seen anything in Bivol to tell me that he's some special fighter. Honestly, I can't tell you who's better between him and Jose Ramirez. I don't know who's better between him and Jose Ramirez. I don't know who's better. I don't really know who's better between him Beterbiev. Or let me put it this way. I don't know who's better between Bivol and Marcus Brown. Do not know it. Even money fight for me between Marcus Brown and Bivol. To me, I don't know who's better. Those guys all look. It's not a deep weight class. That is a paper thin weight class at 175. There's no superstars up there. No big, devastating fighters up there. Jamal Charlo proved at 154 that he was a great fighter at 154. And he's beating guys at 160. But nobody that he beats is good enough. You know what I mean? For him to get a fight with somebody that if he beat him, it would prove he's good. See how that works? Jamal Charlo is not good enough to get a fight with anybody that would prove that he's good enough. That's the loop that you guys got going on there, man. You know what I mean? It's just, you guys just don't want to see fights, man. That's all there is. Anyway, Eric Baker says, Shakur over the field at 130, 135. You think any better? I think he's got a problem. Only person I think he's got problems with is Gervonta Davis. I think Gervonta is a very tough fight for Shakur. And likewise. But Shakur's a monster, man. I got him over the field at 130. I don't know about him and Gervonta, man. Gervonta is a monster, man. Southpaw on a southpaw matchup. I don't know how that fights. And Shakur comes forward. I like how Shakur is coming forward. I like how, man, that boy can fight, man. No joke. I like Shakur. Shakur got game. He got a different style, man. He got that killer style. He gonna beat you up and bruise you up. I like Shakur a lot. But Shakur and, Gervonta, Loma versus Shakur, I'll take Shakur right now. I'll take Shakur because that southpaw matchup and the age. That's a tough fight. That's a tough fight for Lomachenko. That's a tough fight, man. That boy's right there. And it's going to be putting it on Loma. Right there. Not moving all over the place. Right. And when he wants to move, he can move. He can fight from the outside. He can fight from the inside. He can do multiple things. Shakur. Same thing for Gervonta. Gervonta can fight on the inside. He can fight on the outside. Very, very well-rounded fighter, man. Very, very well-rounded fighters. So, yeah, it's what and what for those guys, man. That's just great fights with those guys. Any way you cut it, man, those are great fights with those guys, in my opinion, Bearcat Hampton, man, my guy who doesn't agree with me on my Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford fanboy video. I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed that video though. I didn't enjoy the topic, but I enjoyed the video. Sometimes y'all got to know, y'all take it too far on cats, man. Stop being so personal. Stop being so personal with fighters. Because, dude, they don't deserve that, man. People don't deserve to be called drunks and drug addicts and have you do videos about whether they're cheating on their wives and, you know what I mean? And whether or not they're, all of that stuff, man. You guys are just some miserable human beings doing that stuff to people, If you want to talk about boxing and it's related to boxing, that's fair. But, anyway. So I don't even think getting a car accident opens you up to anything. Like he didn't intend to get in a car accident. You know what I mean? And honestly, drinking at a party is not illegal. It's not, driving is illegal, but drinking at a party, man, come on, man. That's not worth the amount of ridicule that man got, man. Or things getting his torn retina. You mean the man torn his retina, man? People talking bad about dude. I'm telling you, talk bad about people, man. Anyway, but I'll take Shakur, man. I like Shakur a lot, man. And I think Shakur Stevenson's improving. You know what I mean? He said, hurt people. What does that mean? I'm just saying, man, it's just miserable human beings, man. And I get sick of that, man. Myself, I can't imagine what those guys go through, where you got to actually listen to the things that people say that are that. I mean, it's a sport, man. Politicians don't get that much nonsense about their personal lives. With the type of just kind of scumbag boxing fans that there are. Q Lee said, what do you think about Arch Sharp calling out Shakur? I don't. Who is Arch Sharp? I don't. I don't think about it. I don't even know who he is, honestly. Shakur will whoop Tank to death. Oh, no. Oh, no. H Money Mob in the building. And out the building. Man, shut up, clown. You ain't got no mob. Shut your dumb ass up, idiot. Shut your dumb ass up. I didn't say who anybody was going to get anything. Dummy. Talk about miserable ass people, man. Go away. Anyway, Robert Robles said, hold on, where'd it go? I love black athletes. They take sports more serious and are genetically more blessed with skills. Man, I think it's the hard work. I don't think it's just genetics, man. I know some black folk that suck at athletics, man. The mob. Man, you ain't got about, please. Trolls what you are, homie. And an idiot at that. Devin called him out in the fights. Anyway, I'm sorry, man. Where'd that go? Man, I'm telling you, man, the fight, anybody that thinks that Gervonta Davis can't fight didn't watch the Jose Pedraza fight. People act like that fight didn't happen. He showed everything in that fight. And he showed everything early. King of Kings said, Fanon, I seen the video of Errol crash. It's amazing he made it through that. Yeah, no doubt. But in the crash, I think he was already out of the car. By the time you saw all that flipping, I think he was already ejected from the car. Yeah, I don't know who are. I have not seen Archie Sharp. 21-0 with 9 KOs is not necessarily a good look. I just don't know. Is he that UK dude? Let me see. I'll pay that attention. Hold on a second, man. Yeah, it's a yeah. Has he ever fought outside the UK? Nah, I mean I don't know anything about the dude. Other than he's a UK dude. Yeah, that's all I knew about him, man. It's a UK domestic level fighter, man. I'll wait around. I'll hold up on him. Yeah, I don't know anything about that dude, man. He have to show me something, man. You know, that's what it sounded like. 21 with 9 KOs, and he's number 1 in the W30. That sounds like one of them UK fighters. So, yeah, I don't know anything about him, man. More than likely, he's going to get mashed by that guy. Can Tank outbox Shakur and Devin at his height? The question is, they going to outbox him. He's not that much smaller than those guys. You know? Damon Bailey, did you answer thoughts on Castillo versus Jerron? I have not. And I think Jerron Ennis is going to knock out Castillo Clayton. That's what I think. I think he's going to stop Castillo Clayton. I think it'll be a good fight while it lasts. And I think that Jerron Ennis more than likely is going to get him out of there in about 6 rounds. That's what I think. I think he's going to punish him. That's what I think he's going to do to any of those guys till he gets to Errol and he gets to Terence. I see him in a mid-round stoppage over Castillo Clayton. Castillo Clayton's a good fighter, man, but you know, I don't see it happening for him that day, bro. Mid-round stoppage, because he's a fresh fighter. If he wasn't fresh, I'd say earlier. Damon Daly said, fair assessment. I'm rooting for my Canadian, but I don't see him winning. Yeah, it's just, you know, I don't see him getting up out of there, man. Brandon Smith said, I honestly believe Errol beats Boots. It'd be good, man. It'll be a good fight, man. Oh, no, I'm not going crazy. No, I'm not. I want to know, are you going crazy? Why do you keep coming back with the same name in the same chat? Do I look crazy? to you? Is there something that makes you nervous? Japreme Magicians, Magnetic, Stevenson versus Davis. A good lefty versus lefty mismatch was Irish Mike Perez versus Magmedev Abdulsamolomov. I can't pronounce his name. Mo Price, what's up, Fanon? What's your thoughts on the young and upcoming lightweights such as Frank Martin? I like him. And Keyshawn Davis. I like both of them. I really like what little Keyshawn has to bring to the table. Yeah, he's a strong fighter, man. Keyshawn Davis is a very, very strong fighter. I've only seen him fight a few times, though. I've only seen him fight a few times, but I like him, man. Yeah, Irish Mike Perez. The Cuban Irish. You know? Fanon, you think Bud could be a replacement for the Charlo fight since Bud keep getting hurt? No. I don't think it's not enough time. It's not enough time for him to replace him, man. Not enough time. That fight's right around the corner, man. So nah, definitely not. That's right around the corner. So more than likely, I'd have to give that a negativo. A negativo on that. Too close in the date. Because that fight is supposed to be like in March. So it would have to already be done. So nah, I don't think so. I think that I don't know when he's gonna be back, man. And even when Terence said, he said maybe the next fight. Nah, Terence, that's too quick a turnaround, man. Blacksmith Ross in the building. Said, let's put the tank getting beat by Shakur, Devin, or Loma to rest. If you haven't noticed, if your weight drained Tank to 130 or 135, he shows less reflexes, but Tank shows super speed and reflexes in 140. Man, he looked great at 140, bro. I think he looks good at 130 and 135, man. I think he can probably make. I just think he was, extra big at that other weight class. Wolf King Productions in the building. No, that's not for me, man. Keyshawn Davis looks really good. Yeah, he's so strong, man. He looks strong. He's a very good fighter. When I re-looked at that fight, the fight that he had against that Cuban amateur when he lost the gold medal, I was like, oh yeah, this guy can fight. I can see it. It's funny, man. Wolf King Productions said, I'm still taking Tank though, but would love to see it. I should bring out the best of both fighters. Of which fight? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Anyway, yeah, you guys have to give me complete sentences. Otherwise, it's kind of hard for me to for me to understand what you're thinking, what you're talking about. Ack is my address. Tank versus Raleigh press conference is going to be hilarious. Round 2. Man, that's a mismatch and a waste of time, man, in my book, man, that fight. Mismatch and a waste of time. That dude is going to get absolutely demolished in that fight. Rolly Romero is just not that good a fighter. The only thing that he has is size and aggression, and more than likely the dude is just going to get done, man. Oh, H Money said, Fanon got roasted by Bill Haney. Well, I'm famous. Thanks, man. I didn't know trainers worried about me. I didn't know that trainers worried about me. That would make me a star. Thank you, man. I didn't know that. Fanon a junkie. Hey, H Money, pick one, dumbass. Am I a junkie? Am I crazy? Did I get roasted? Which one is it? Schizophrenic? Your ass is schizophrenic. Make your mind up about your troll, so one of them can be believable. You bum. Okay? How about I just tell you who you are? You're somebody that nobody gives two rats' asses about at all. Okay? Don't nobody go to your channel. Don't nobody care about what you leave in comment sections. Don't nobody care about you on no live streams. Ain't no fighters talking about you. Ain't no trainers talking about you. Don't nobody care about you, dude. You are a bum. You are a YouTube bum, okay? If Bill Haney, what did you say he did? He roasted me. That means Bill Haney knows who I am and cares enough about what I think to respond to it. How does that hurt me? That's a commercial, okay? Thank you very much. Nobody cares what you think, you bum, at all. Welcome back to the channel again. You're still a nobody, okay? So take your nobody schizophrenic behind and go smoke something, homie, all right? Sit down and wait for your unemployment check. Get away from me, man. Anyway. I like H Money, dog. Literally, he's one of the biggest idiots that there is, man. And I don't mind talking bad about him, man. Go support H Money, bro. Go support that. Go support him, dog. Hey, says Shakur, my man, Educated Jab says Shakur, one of my faves. BTF foot. Oh man, I can't even read that, man. Faves, BT, foot holded, Dev, and Tank. Give him a problem. Okay, that's what's up. Much love in that super chat, man. That Cash App, Educated Jab. Brother, thank you so much, man. Shakur's a dude, though. He said, hey, man, this is serious, man. Some of these dudes, man. I could have sworn I got kicked off YouTube listening to you. I thought I got kicked off YouTube, man. Listening to you joke. Listening to you clowns. Anyway, King Judah said, for non-casuals say Rolly is aggressive and that will win him the fight. They don't realize being aggressive against a knockout artist is a bad move. Being aggressive could be good if you knew how to fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Much love in that super chat, bro. Sorry. Man, I'm sorry, man. I can't stand it. I apologize for the unemployed thing, though. Seriously, man. Sorry about that. Because on the real, I've been without a job before, and I've been without a job before, and that is a very scary situation. And honestly, man, I apologize for that one. I took it too far on that one. That came off the top of my head. I shouldn't have said that. Nobody should be able to say that, bro. And nobody should say that, and I'm sorry about that. No joke. I apologize for that. As far as all that other stuff, though, man, seriously, man, you need to go away, bro. Especially talking about somebody being crazy. You talking about somebody having mental illness, dude, you are clearly encumbered by some mental constrictions, my friend. Okay? You most definitely shouldn't be talking about mental health, homie. Not you. Anyway, for now, okay, I got that. My bad. Much love in that super chat, bro. Definitely should not do that, brother. You know what I mean? Not you, brother, because you clearly are on that spectrum. Fanan, I think he was asking, when did Haney come on your channel? Nah, Bill Haney's been on my channel before, man. Look, let me tell you something, man. I have no idea, dude, what cats are talking about with that. Sorry about that. Yeah, I lost my sound. I had to come back real quick. My bad. Sorry about that. Yeah, it just got blipped real quick. But that's all right. We back. Anyway, man. That was years ago, man. Man, that man don't care. Man, that man out there making money, bro. Seriously, dude. Man, that dude is out there making money. Doing what he's supposed to be, doing his job, representing his son, man. Got nothing but respect for Bill Haney. Got nothing respect for Devin Haney, man. You guys, y'all just some wild boys though, bro. Anyway, man. They say, oh, it's 10 more. Hey, man, I got to go, though, man. I would do it, but I got to bounce, man. I got other crap that I got to get rid of. I got other stuff that I definitely got to get to taken care of. But anyway, hey, Blacksmith Ross, man, much love. He said, don't apologize for none. Dude shouldn't have to have talked trash to you. He just angry because someone else bought his lady a Valentine's gift. Much love in that super chat, bro. Thank you, brother. Nah, seriously though, I don't like to talk smack, man. I don't like that, man. Cause seriously, you know what I mean? I made you in your live, you soft. See what I'm talking about, H Money? See how you got mental issues? Like I'm trying to tell you, see what I'm talking about, bro? I'm still on the live stream. See what I'm telling you? Dude, you made up like 15 different, you literally, man, have made up like 15 or different email accounts so you can keep getting back on to talk to me and then say you made me quit my live stream when I'm still on my live stream. Man, bro, seriously, man, you got a dog. Seriously, man. You on something, dog. Nah, man, YouTube, man. Dude, I'm sorry for you, man. I'm so sorry for you, bro. Whatever you going through your life, man. But seriously, dude, I don't ever want to make fun of anybody from being unemployed. That's serious shit. And honestly, I don't want to be unemployed. So being unemployed, not having income is a fear of mine, dog. And I don't want to bring that on me, bro. And seriously, man, it's a tough world out there. So I don't want to get on anybody for that. You know what I mean? It's just that ain't what I want to do, man. But anyway, man, let me get up out of here, man. I'm about to bounce. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. Y'all have an absolute blessed day. We'll be back tomorrow. And with that, I'm out. Deuces. Oh, Blacksmith Rock. Back at the end again, man, keeping it going. He said, H Money is angry because his lady's still out on a date. Bro, let me tell you something. His girl didn't even leave the house to do it. That dude, no, he mad because because she said, nigga, go to the other bedroom. Get out of the room. That's what that dude, that's why he mad. Anyway, she ain't respect the man enough to leave the house now. Anyway, I got to get up out of here. Much love. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.